Hello, folks. Welcome to Paranormal Round Table. Such an off day today. I don't know what's going on. I just feel off. It feels weird. Haven't felt. Just didn't feel real crisp. Sounded kind of like Zach Galifianakis when I said that. I just didn't feel real crisp today. I just didn't feel it. I wasn't feeling it. What's going on? Trying to get in the groove here, guys. So the VIP tickets for the conference sold out within 37 minutes. And then the next day, one person bought a VIP ticket who's actually going to be attending the conference as a guest. And so I was like, you didn't need to buy that. And so I told him to, and we gave him a refund. So then the next day there was still a ticket left that was VIP, but it was bought pretty quick. So we've sold quite a few tickets, but there's still some left. So, but if you want to get them, I wouldn't wait around. If you're kind of on the fence or whatever, if you wait around, there's a chance you may not make it. So if you're going to buy a ticket, then you probably need to get on it. The VIP tickets are great, but I mean, the general admission, you're still going to get to, be there and hear everybody talk, and you're still going to be able to interact with everybody. And I mean, it's I think it'll be it's a good thing. We'll still try to make a point to meet everybody in person myself, and there's going to be a ton of people there that it's a loaded top to bottom, absolutely loaded. It's a lineup that you may not ever see this again. Eric Garcia, we've never seen it before, so we did this real big. Let me read off the Patreon. Adam Jinks, Brady Matsunaga, David Vigil, Dorothy Metcalf, Fat Squatch, Joyce Burnett, Martin Hertel, Maynard W., Melissa, Michael Turner, Spencer Rowley, Stephen Rivas, Titan, Vicky Walker. Those are the $20 tier. These are the $10 tier. Alexander Murphy, Barbara Blendy, Cassidy Lee, Charles Hamill, Chris Clough, Curtis Turner, Cyrili, David Allman, Dead Man Walking, Debbie Wolf, Derek Tribble, Dick Richards, Eric Garcia, Guy, James Estrada, Jim Kovac, Josh and Callie Herrera, Kenny Irish, Christy, Martin Hertel, Mary Plyler, Matthew Durgo, Melissa Koyman, Miguel Guerra, Mimi Piccolelli, Polly G, Pauline Rome, Philip Morn, Ricardo Herrera, Samantha Bowman, Shonda Hardinger, Sonia Girding, Stephen Hall, Super Hornet 1, Taylor Alexander Oric, and Terry Fusler. And we appreciate you guys being supporters of the show. Remember, if you're a $20 tier, you get a discount on your ticket. So you will only have to pay $20. So you'll just pay for it, and then I will refund you the $10 if you want to go. And you're a Patreon member. That's what you do. And you absolutely do not have to be a Patreon member to purchase a ticket. You can be anybody. Work stuff, folks. Sorry. My hair flying everywhere over here. Don't have my glasses. Oh man, today was just it's hectic. Trying to plan a trip coming up at the end of the month, and I just gotta So, hi Ken, and Celine's in the chat. Hey Ann, how you doing? Ken, if anybody doesn't know who Ken Gerhardt is, living in a cave, he's an angry little dude. Just is. Kind of grouchy. and he likes the Packers. It's horrible. Messing with you, Ken. Ken's a great guy, man. He really is. He's a really. I'm proud to call him a friend. And Ansley, if anybody doesn't know, she has KPNL radio. I believe he just wrote a book. And Ann, I'm sorry I haven't been able to get back in touch with you. I have been not able to I got a list as long as the Texas Tall Tale trying to get with people. I just talked to Albert Rosales a couple days ago. Albert, if you're listening, yes, we are going to record. We're going to get that done. I promise I'm trying to get things done. Oh, Ken reminds me here, conference attendees will get a discount for booking rooms. So if you're going to attend the conference, and I believe, Ken, is that from the Quality Inn, I believe? I think so. So that's, you get the discount there. So that's another perk. It is confirmed. Trey Felton from Thorndale Meat is going to be catering the event. He's going to bring Texas barbecue, and Friday's attendees will get a meal on us. And then Saturday you can get plates for a reasonable price, and it's going to be there at the place. If you are not a person that's from Texas, I'm going to be bringing a gift for you. And I say that because if you're from Texas, you're not going to need something that says, hey, I'm from Texas, because you know. But it's a surprise. I'm bringing it for everybody who attends who is not from Texas. If you are from Texas, the gift is that you are from Texas. You're already gifted by God. You don't need anything else. And you need to pray and thank God that you were born here. Be serious, because you're freer than a lot of people right now. I can tell you that. Some of the stuff I've been it just blows my mind. I can't believe what's going on. I'm not going to get into it. Yes, Trey Felton, the best brisket, and I sent some to Barton and Nick Valente and Ryan, I believe. So if you guys can attest to how good it is, the brisket and the sausage, it's pretty amazing. He's going to be coming in. He's going to fly down there, and then he's going to get his pit sent. He's going to bring his pit up here, from here to there. It's going to be pretty cool. So we're going to have Texas barbecue, and I might bring Taylor meat wieners. I don't know if you know what those are. It's kind of a funny name, Taylor meat wieners, but that's what they're called. And it's from a place in Taylor called Taylor Meat. And I'm going to buy some cases of those maybe and just have them as snacks as for hot dogs. But they make really good hot dogs. When you grow up in my hometown eating that, then you go out into the world and you eat other hot dogs. You're like, what is this? What is this? This is not a hot dog. This isn't, I'm going to be honest. I've spoiled the food that we eat here. Nellie learned, when she came here, she was like, then we went on a trip, 16 different states a couple years ago, and we were unhappy with the food everywhere we went, because you're trying to compare it to something that you can't compare it to. I mean, I'm not just bragging here. I'm being honest. Our food is really good here. I mean, look at me. You think I got like this because the food's crappy? It's pretty obvious. One of the things I wanted to talk about too is if you guys are going to attend the conference, you got to remember something, man. This is something that we're going to do, and if it works out, it works out. If not, it may never happen again. And you may never have the chance to see all of us together like this in one big lineup. We are going to have posters made up, and there's going to be a whole lot of stuff there. I'm bringing a whole bunch of stuff to do giveaways. We're going to do giveaways because, me, I do giveaways on the show. Why not the conference? I'm going to do a bunch of giveaways. You're going to get all kinds of stuff. You're going to get freaking photo opportunities, and you're going to be able to talk to people. And I'm just going to be there to support my fans and my friends that are going to be talking at the conference. Yes, I'm going to talk, but I'm not going to sit there and this conference isn't about me. It's about my fans getting to meet all of my friends. bringing people together. Valerie, thank you for that donation. I appreciate that. Thank you so much. Right now, donations are super appreciated. But the cost of this thing is really, like I said, get your tickets, because I don't know. If you want tickets, Eventbrite, Anthony, maybe you can put the link on there. Eventbrite. So if you want tickets, that's where you go. It's under what? Paranormal Round Table presents Dogman Cryptid Conference, I believe. Is that correct? Okay. Nina Sinclair says, sigh, I really wish I could attend. Why can't you, Nina? Tell me why you can't support us. Tell me what you have to do that's more important than going to this conference. You guys need to clear your schedules and show up, because it's going to be an amazing event. Yeah, Jamie, it says, I pray there will be more. I hope so. Or, I'm sorry, who is that? Amy. I'm sorry, Amy. She says, I pray there will be more. And I'm like, yeah, and Sheila just hit the nail on the head. I can't imagine how stressful it must be to organize something like this. Yeah, it is. Yeah, it's been stressful, especially having to talk on the phone to Ken every day. That's the worst part. But, you know, other than that, you know, it's been, you know. So, Amy says money has been tight. So is it the price of the ticket, or is it the transportation? What's the problem? We should start a fund for those who are able to get off work but don't have the money to go, and for those who just don't want to go, then y'all can pay for them. Isn't that a great idea? You just pay their way. We all just have a giant bowl of food and we all just eat a little bit. Yeah. Yeah. Sounds great. So I want to start the night off. I'm gonna have a guest come on. He's gonna be somebody that's gonna be at the conference, and he's a very popular guy, and everybody likes him. And I like him. I think he's a good guy. I enjoyed talking to him earlier today. Talked to him yesterday. And every week I'm going to have a different guest that's going to come on and talk. And there are people that are going to be at the conference. So I'm excited. We're going to have a weekly thing here. Now, I am going to take a week or two off. I don't know that it's going to affect the show. I might just do the show from the hotel or wherever I'm staying to, you know, try to keep the continuity, because I you know, one thing that I believe is very important in this field is consistency, content and consistency. One of the problems that I have with some of my fellow podcasters and whatever is that they're not consistent. If you don't do something consistently, then you're not going to succeed. And I think some of these people built bad habits and they just continue with those bad habits, you know. It's great to talk a big game, but put up or shut up. Stop talking about what you're going to do and do it. You know? That's why this conference is important. And as soon as this conference is over, I know I've already actually started, but I'm going to have to just really buckle down and get going and get this book done, because I have a lot to talk about. Titan, it's Fat Squatch, thank you for that donation. It's greatly appreciated right now. Titan says, Josh, if this is a success, will there be conference at different locations? Hopefully. But it was like an act of Congress pulling teeth trying to get all this done for this one. And not so much the speakers. The speakers were very gracious. It's just, you know, the people always have a million excuses. You know, I can't go. I got to wash clothes that day. I'm dyeing my hair. My pet needs to go to get a manicure. I mean, it's a million freaking excuses, man. So, you know, people that were all excited, yeah, do the conference. And then when you put it out there, then they're like, oh, yeah, well, Yeah. Oh, jeez. Kind of a bad time. 4 months from now. Sorry. I don't know exactly what day that is, but I'm pretty sure I'm going to be doing the dishes that day. So, I mean, I wish I could support you. Get a lot of that. Takes a lot of money, time, and effort to do what I'm doing, period. I'm not making money. I'm actually losing money by doing this show, and I'm not joking about that. That's actually another issue I'm having. But let's not worry about me. Let's not complain about poor me and my problems. I'll just keep enjoying the great content and be unappreciative. It's okay. I get it. I know. So anyway, let me give you a story. And shame on those people who aren't here in the chat already. You're going to miss out on this. This is Kathy Larson. Josh, all I know is you must be a super nice guy or all these people wouldn't be doing this. Says a lot about you. Thank you, Kathy. I appreciate that. Threats help too. I mean, that was... You like to walk? You like legs? I'm kidding. I didn't threaten to break their legs. They gotta be able to go to work. Their arm. Those people are not left-handed, so break the left arm. Still go to work. Make that money. All right. One thing real quick, folks. I got to get this set up so we can get going here. I hope everybody had a good week. I had a interesting week. Let me say something real quick, folks. We'll get to the stories and then I'll bring on my guest. My mother. This is hard for me. My mother passed away in May. My grandmother passed away in May. Lost two very close friends in May. And my tia, my great aunt, thank you, died on basically the end of May, June 1st. Well, whatever, might as well be May. This is a rough month for me. It's like every week I have to this entire month I have to mourn the passing of somebody I cared about. And it was just 1 year after the next, my friend John Kelly, and then Willie Williams, and then my mother. It was like boom, boom. So, it's very hard. The last 3 years, losing someone every May, like clockwork, is like, dude, this is crazy. And so May is, December I had some stuff happen too. I had some friends and family that passed away in December. So, but I always try to keep up a jolly because you got Christmas, so I can focus on Christmas, and then that kind of can overshadow the pain that you feel when someone passes away. But I am in a lot of pain. I'm going to be real honest with you. I am hurting really bad. My mom died on May 16th, and last Mother's Day was very hard. So, I mean, it was... And so there's a lot of things that go on that you feel on Mother's Day. You don't... I know a lot of you have lost your mothers. You probably... been dealing with it for years. It's kind of new to me I've lost a lot of people I cared about. But it is kind of new to me to be without my mom, so somebody that I could call and talk to. In the last couple of days, I've been wanting to call her. It was something I wanted to ask her, which pertained to a story that I was actually going to talk with our guest tonight about. And I told my nephew today, we were at this place called Little Beirut. We like to eat there. It's a friend of mine, guy I used to work with. His friend runs it. And at the Domain, it's a very beautiful place, the Domain. We live there. And I was like talking about this story, and I told Anthony, I said, let me call my mom. And that freaking, I can't it's just, you just keep on forgetting, not forgetting, but I mean, So I had a dream about my mom a couple days ago, and this is maybe something sort of paranormal, so I'm going to tell you. In this dream, I was talking to these three men, and it was really weird. One of them was black, one of them was Hispanic, one of them was white. I don't know if that means anything, but they all looked distinctly different, and they were all of a different race. And race is not something I look at really and go, oh, that's a black guy, that's a white guy, that's a Mexican guy. I have friends of every type of being, every type of religion. I'm not a biased person in any way. But it was weird. And anyway, the African American, I think I guess that's the proper term, because he sounded like he was from America. It didn't sound like he was from Africa or Haiti or anywhere else. And he started talking to me. And he said that he makes food for my mother. And I was like, okay, well, I'm here to pick it up. And they told me, well, you can't take it to her. And I was like, why not? And then the white guy was like a young guy. He was like a skinny dude. And it was weird, because when they would talk, it was like they would start to glow a little bit. It was a really weird dream. I don't know. But it was so real. It was so vivid. And he said, she lives up there on the 4th floor of that building. So I look outside the window, and I don't even know what kind of food this was. I just walked in, and it was like I was just there, and I was supposed to pick this up for my mom. And so this was Mother's Day, night of Mother's Day. And he said, I deliver to your food to your mother all the time. She lives on the 4th floor. And I said, that's impossible. My mother could barely walk. She was disabled, She had hurt her leg really bad. It had a blood clot, and there was all this stuff that went on, before, a few years ago, or whatever. So she couldn't live on the 2nd floor. There's no way. I told her, I was like, my mother was disabled. There's no way she could have lived up on the 4th floor. The Hispanic guy told me, he goes, she does now. And I said, okay, she can get up there? And he said, yeah, she's fine. But you can't go up there. Not yet. And so I said, okay, and I walked out. I went back to sleep, because it was like I had woke up within the dream, you know what I mean? And I felt like it was a confirmation that my mom was okay. I just think that was a hard thing to deal with. And it's been with me for the last couple of days, and it was weird, because the next day I dealt with a guy at a counter that looked like one of the guys. And I thought, that's weird. And he was a very nice guy. And a very calm presence about him. And I don't know what the meaning of it was. I'm big on details and trying to pay attention to them. But I love my mom. I miss her, because in my immediate family, she's pretty much all I got left. She was the one that my mom, my dad, and my sister basically conspired. And so that, that's really, it's hard to take. My sister's stolen a bunch of things from me. Things that I gave my mother. Took things that aren't hers. And, it's just a hard thing. My dad, I believe, and this is my opinion, I believe he's a very self-centered and evil person. I think he doesn't care about anyone. He worships Mammon. If you don't know who Mammon is, go look it up. It's a god of money. Money is their god. It's everything to them. They would cut your throat for money. And I care about people And I guess that's too much to ask in this evil world, because you're supposed to worship money so you can get where you need to be. But I guess that's what it is, right? You fall into those traps. I'm sorry if I haven't been responding to people's messages and I've been flaked. I'm sorry, I flaked out a little bit. I'm just dealing with a lot. But anyway, happy Mother's Day to everybody who's got your mom. This is all I'm going to say about that, and I'm done with talking about it. If you got your mom, give her a big hug and tell her you care about her, show her you care about her. I did a lot for my mom while she was alive. I tried to take care of her, make her as comfortable as possible. She was in a lot of pain. And I tried to do the best I could in being a good son and trying to financially help her. Her and my wife are very close. My wife was crying yesterday saying she missed her. Her and Anthony were very close. I got robbed of my time with her, but I know I'll get it back. See, evil people, they think that things are, they think that they can get away with whatever they do. This is what I tell people about the nature of reality and about demons. Let's talk about that for a second. Demonic entities are literally entities that are trying to go counterclockwise while everything flows naturally clockwise. Does it make sense? It's like if you and I were to stand in the middle of the Mississippi River and try to force the water to flow the opposite direction. And that's not how it works. They want to defy the natural order of things. They want to defy the will of God. And people are no different. People are demonically obsessed and possessed, and they do bad, evil things. But let me tell you something. You can only blame the devil and demons so much, and then you have to take personal responsibility for what you did. When David Berkowitz did what he did, oh, an evil demonic dog told me to do it. Okay, fool. You're still the one that's going to go to jail, not the demonic dog, okay? You're the one going to prison. And you're the one that's going to pay the price, ultimately, for those lives you took. Everything has a price. Everything in this world you will pay for every bit, every ounce of sin that you commit. I don't give a crap whether you believe it or not. When the time comes, you will know. Okay? Who runs the show? And maybe you'll hear my words and you'll be like, oh man. Because that's how it works. Vengeance is mine, saith the Lord. It's not my job to go and seek vengeance on these people, to pay them back for what they've done and all this other stuff. That's not me anymore. Okay? It's not me. One of my friends had his house shot up this past week. It was a nightmare. And this guy used to be a really, he's very capable of taking care of himself. But I told him, I said, dude, you can't go out and do stuff. You know what I mean? You have to be, you have a family. You got to be strong. You got to think about them. You can't just go out and seek vengeance because it'll blow back on you. And it's hard when these evil people do what they do. Just always remember that he who laughs last laughs longest. When you get the last laugh, you're the one that lasts forever. So let them have their time. Let them have their fun. Let them enjoy while they can, because they're the ones that are going to suffer for a long time. And I don't think we can really fathom what that means. And it's not for us to really understand. Okay? The bottom line is God's in control. Don't even bother with it. There's a lot of really nasty, mean people who are constantly working against me. They do it in my business it's very cutthroat business. I do a lot. You would be shocked at how dirty people, underhanded that people are. They'll go to your clients and lie to them. Tell them, oh, your guard wasn't on post, blah, blah, blah. And they'll try to sneak your account from you. And sometimes these people will fall for it. I tell my clients the same thing I tell my listeners, dude. The proof is in the pudding. Look at my work, and you tell me. I got a really nasty, basically threat the other day from a rival. If you want, he thinks he's my rival. That's like, you're not my rival. You wish you were my rival. But he was basically telling me that I'm going to fail and the conference is going to fail and that all of my efforts are going to fail because I'm trying to take control and spin the narrative and blah, 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 blah. And I said, what is spinning a narrative to you mean? You're allergic to it, obviously. Are you allergic to the truth? Is that the problem? Because I'm telling you what I believe to be true, and I think that I'm getting closer and closer to, like, really having a firm, like, belief in what I think is going on here. That's the problem right there, I guess. Because you start to tell people, and they have no answer for all these weird things that they can't explain. Dogman is an evolutionary animal. First of all, there's no evolution involved in Dogman. So get that out of your freaking head. Second of all, it's not an animal. Okay? Animals don't unscrew light bulbs, dude. Animals don't kick in doors. Animals don't do what these things do. They don't have the ability that these things have. Stop calling them animals, fool. Okay, you know how silly that sounds? You want to call me silly for bringing up the shape-shifting? Well, look how silly it sounds to say that. Show me one fossil, one shred of evidence to support your opinion. If you could show me one little fragment of a bone that can be proven that it was a Dogman, then I will completely shut up. And I will just sing your praises all day long. In fact, I'll dedicate my book to you. And I'll say, I am the biggest fool on earth. This guy is the greatest researcher that's ever lived. But until that happens, I'm not backing down on my stance. I know what I know, and I'm not saying I'm 100% correct, but I think I'm on the right path. Okay? You just can't refute all the different evidence, all the different stories. There are a ton of people that I work with. Okay? I get stories, and you'll learn a little bit about that later on tonight too, from all kinds of different sources, dude. Okay? And now I have gotten basically an inexhaustible supply, which you don't have. Okay? And story after story after story tells gives you the picture of what we're dealing with. But one day, you're all going to see. Everyone has their own reality. And if you understood the nature of reality, it's just like gold. People talk about, oh, you know, why are you always telling people to buy gold? I tell people to buy gold because it has a value, an intrinsic value that will always exist. If you understood the nature of reality and where we came from and where our progenitors, why we were even created, you would understand that. That's not refuting God. I'm saying that the God created them, but they created us and set themselves up as gods. And if you really, 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 really research and go deep down that rabbit hole, you will find out the truth. There is a God. Absolutely. There is a cosmic mind, a power that it balances all things. Gold is in our blood, and it will always have a value. These fools that go, oh, it's going to be worth anything is bullets and food. That's right, bullets and food. That's all you need, bullets and food. For one thing, bullets are going to go away. All right, that's going to happen at some point. It's going to end because there won't be any manufacturers. You will still have to barter, and gold will always have a value because it's ingrained in our DNA to want gold, to search for gold. Throughout time, in every cycle that there has ever been, gold has been the currency. It says in the Bible, your reward in heaven, the streets are paved with gold. Gold is a reward in heaven. Gold is very important. It's also used in semiconductors and all kinds of other things. People just have no clue. They just like, all you need is a gun. That's all you need is just get a gun. That's all you gotta do, just go get a gun. And what are you gonna do? You're gonna go rob your neighbor who also has a gun, and you got big shootouts every time you need something? You idiot. Those are good for protecting. That's a tool, okay? But gold is gonna be the currency. It always goes back to it, dude. In every civilization that's ever existed, it always returns. Silver and gold. The precious metal, that's going to be the market. It'll always go back to that. It's done that in every society we've ever known. Eric Garcia gave me another. Thank you for that donation. He's so generous. This is amen, brother Josh. Hurt down, forward, push forward. Also with you on the losing mother. Mine passed March last year. This year was harder on Mother's Day for our mothers. Josh, keep doing the Lord's work. Thank you, Eric. I appreciate that. Thank you for having faith in me. But anyway, that's what I believe. You don't have to believe it. You can go on and just with whatever. But I'm trying to tell you this because I care. Care about you as my listeners. So here's the thing. If you're not buying gold, you really should. I'm not just talking about jewelry. I'm talking about going and buying gold bullion. There's a lot of people. If you're interested in how to do it, and private message me and I'll show you. It's not hard. It's not too late to start investing and trying to get something to hedge against inflation. It's a hedge against inflation. I'm telling you. Inflation has gone up almost 9% in 1 year. I have my theories as to why. Can't really espouse them on here. I have a diesel. One of my vehicles is a diesel, and it's costing me $5 a gallon in Texas, where all the oil is and the refineries. Yeah, that's great. Texas is in a great position. I'm so glad we're a part of all this. So much better than, it's so much better than prop up the rest of everybody. I love it. It's great. Let's get this NWO going. Super. But anyways, speaking of oil, out in Odessa, West Texas. Okay. I get some weird stories out of there. And there's one guy in particular that stays out there, and he's also I would say he's 100% like a correspondent, but he gets me in touch with people that have stories. And one of them was really creepy. These guys were getting off for their long weekend or whatever. And they were all together in a truck. There were 3 of them in a truck. And there were 2 vehicles, and there was another vehicle behind them. They're roughnecks, basically, working out in the field. It's the Permian Basin. There's a lot of oil out there. And it's West Texas. Very flat, barren-looking area of Texas. I wouldn't live there, but, people have to live there because that's where the oil, in one of the areas where the oil's at. And so they're driving along, and it's at night, and they see this weird, glowing, like pale-looking thing on the side of the road, and it crawls out and crawls out almost like a spider right out in front of their vehicle. And what was crazy about it was they could tell it had 4 limbs, but then right before their eyes, as they slowed down, because it was pretty, it was up there ahead of them, they slowed down. It was right in the middle of the road. This spider-looking thing went from 4 limbs to 8, like popped out, like the arms and legs popped out to literally make it like an 8-legged looking creature. But there was a head on it, and it turned and it looked at their vehicle, which had pink eyes that looked like they were not used to seeing light. And another, I can only describe as another head popped out from on top of that one. And then they split into 2 different creatures. And it was crazy. Like one of them was on top, and then they just kind of they flipped into like it split in half, and then they crawled in 2 different directions on all 4s. The description was almost identical to multiple others that we hear about this all the time. The rake, people call it. I know it's a creepypasta name people don't like, which I don't like, but I don't like Dogman name either. but it was like a crawler, a pale humanoidal crawler. So that was really weird. Like that, you know, and when he told me that it like divided and went across the road, I was like, dude. You know, he said that we were going to swerve to the left, and when they divided, one went to the left, one went to the right, and both vehicles had to kind of stop. The ones in the back had a good look at the one on the right. It's crazy. So, I mean, it's just, I mean, you know, you get all these weird stories and you compare notes. Like you take these stories, and I had another one. This one was out of, God, I'm trying to remember. It was in the Northeast. Not Maryland, Delaware. Well, what was so weird though, and I'm not going to tell that one today. I'm going to talk about that one on the show on a Friday podcast. But this one is so weird because they saw it crawl and then it just kind of went off into the desert, and both sides, two different, you know. So what was it? Is this how they? I mean, the part I've never heard this part before. Like where two of them were just one being, and then they split apart. Were they? I mean, was it a mating? Was it a? I mean, is this how they reproduce themselves? Like they was it popping another one out from itself? Like, is that how they reproduce? They just, you know, clone themselves? Or it was so weird. And I was like, dude, you know, and I got every detail I could. I mean, it was just, they looked like two identical creatures, but it was bigger, and then there were two, and then they became two smaller ones, and they crawled away. Two different directions. It wasn't a spider. It was very humanoid looking. Okay. And the low crawling thing, you know, I can't remember who I was talking to the other day, if it was Barton or Steve. One of my